How's it going, everybody? Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific 3 Eastern, Sundays 3 Pacific 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And it is Thursday here on the show, and you know what that means? We got a lot to talk about. Last night was the AEW September to Remember show, which I thought was a very good show. It did go long. 3 hours is too long for pretty much anybody. And by the end, it was a little long in the tooth. But overall, I thought it was an excellent edition of Dynamite to build up the pay-per-view this coming weekend. Obviously, we have WrestlePalooza. It was announced today that the John Cena-Brock Lesnar match is opening the show. So I think there's probably a reason for that. Probably to take people away from that AEW pay-per-view if AEW decides that they want to run long. So anyway, we'll talk about all of that and plenty of news, including Will Ospreay getting his neck surgery. And he's already sent out a post on Instagram. Joe Hendry appears to be wrapping up his time in TNA, likely headed to the main roster. Scott D'Amore talked about a rumor that Lesnar was almost signed to TNA in 2007. Another Worlds Collide event upcoming. Homecoming. NXT Homecoming ratings from this past Tuesday night. And we'll see how much we can get into. We've got to cover Dynamite as well. And in the final segment of the show, Orange Crush will be joining us. He's got a lot to talk about today, including a show, a big announcement, and plenty more. So a lot to get into here today. If you want to text us, 425-780-7566, F4WOnline at gmail.com, F4W Online Threads, Instagram, and Cameo, at Bryan Alvarez, X, and Blue Sky. Back in a moment with Filthy Tom, Wrestling Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful.
Happy birthday, dear Granny.
Happy birthday, Granny. Happy 95th birthday.
Thank you.
You got balloons behind you as well, Vinny. People can't really see them.
No.
They think it might just be your hump. But it's very festive
I
day
should not
today.
laugh at that. That's a horrible insult that you just gave.
Yeah,
me.
you laughed. It was a good one.
But it was funny.
Happy birthday!
Okay.
Happy birthday, Granny!
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, I don't even know what you just said. Okay, go.
Bye!
Bye, girls. Close the door, please. Rob Wanska, a top fan. That granny is one of a kind. If you cannot see that, you're blind. Whether she's knitting a quilt or giving Brian some guilt, she's the greatest old gal that you'll find.
Was that, who was that?
Producer
That was
Rob.
Rob.
Producer Rob?
Yeah.
Fine
like
job,
that.
Rob.
He has talent?
Thank you,
For him.
Rob.
Wow.
This is Mariah May versus Anna J. Anna has a problem. Her top seems to want to drop down. She has to keep pulling it up. Mariah pins Anna for the win. I think Anna just gave up due to the fact that her wardrobe was malfunctioning.
That's what happened?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, if they wore decent clothes, it'd be better.
Hmm.
Those T-straps are ridiculous.
Those what?
T-straps. Don't you know what a T-strap is?
No, I do not know what a T-strap
I don't
is.
think there's a T-strap in Brian's closet, Granny.
No.
I don't know.
T-strap. Oh, a thong? Why don't you say a thong?
A what?
Never mind. You don't know what a thong is?
No.
Why are we having this conversation?
What part of the body is it on?
Does it go on the
woman.
top or the bottom?
On your
Butt?
butt. Yep.
Okay.
Granny had to be very careful. So it's a thong.
Why are we having this conversation?
According to the Old Testament of the Bible, who is the father of both Isaac and Ishmael?
Job.
Abraham.
Wrong.
Oh, really?
Abraham.
I just...
Did you say that?
Yes, he
I'm so-
did.
Yeah, I
Oh, okay. You're right.
Yeah.
I just didn't hear you.
Well, Granny, I hope you had a happy birthday today.
I had to.
Hey, we got a special present for you. You are officially being inducted, yes, into the Hall of Awesome.
It's about time.
Yes. You know what that is, Granny?
Wait a minute. I want everybody to see this. How can I show it?
Clearly, Granny is really excited about being inducted into the Hall of Awesome. She's busy showing off her trophy.
Is that an old gray mare trophy?
It's got a horse on it for some reason. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Filthy Tom is joining us here today. Got a lot to talk about. What'd you think of that Dynamite show?
Jam-packed.
Sure was jam-packed.
3 hours. One of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life is figure out how to watch the entire thing, because I don't know what HBO Max was doing, but it had like an hour and a half of Dynamite and the Countdown show that I could watch, and then 33 minutes of something else.
What?
Yeah.
This was on Max?
Yeah.
Okay, so yesterday was a 3-hour September to Remember, but I guess for contractual reasons, it has to be split into a Dynamite and a Collision show. So I have YouTube TV, and it basically aired 2 hours of the show for Dynamite, and then it also recorded the third hour as a Collision, which I then had to switch to. So people that didn't know that the second hour was a Collision, I mean, I don't know, man. It was all weird. This rating is going to be interesting because I expect a third hour absolute collapse.
The Beast Mortos and Mascara Dorada match was just like missing when I watched it last night. So I had to go back and find it today on one of the 3 streams that are up on HBO Max. I have no clue what's even going on there. Usually there's no issues. So I don't know. This must have really thrown him for a loop, this September to Remember.
Yeah, Yeti says on Max...
They didn't remember to get it right.
On Max, we had to switch to Collision. So when you were watching it live on Max, it just like ended, and then you had to switch. What? Anyway, whatever. It's.
I put it on Max midway through the show, but I could only get back to Thekla Aminata, and then the rest of the show wasn't
Thekla.
there.
She was a guest. Anyway, we'll get to that show here in a second. Tom will run us through everything, right? I know you love that job.
I'm going to run over you.
Will Ospreay, I'm pretty sure that when we had Thekla on the show, I might have said Thekla and you yelled at me, so it's only fair that when you called her Thekla,
I have
had
a
to
lisp.
correct you. No, you don't. What are you talking about? Will Ospreay is on the road to recovery. He sent out an Instagram post saying the road will be long, but it'll be worth it to see you all again. Surgery was a success. And so he is on the road to recovery. Surgery is done. So all the best to him. He said 2 herniated discs in his neck. And we'll see. I don't know what he got done. But he'll be out for a while. And we'll see when he
now
can make it back.
Now, it used to be you'd have to get your neck fused. Now they do. They do disc replacements. So perhaps he got the disc replacement, which is from what I understand, a much better surgery in the long run for the recipient. So I'm sure we're going to see Will Ospreay back in the ring again. I can't imagine that he would let any obstacle stop him at this point of his career.
I can't even imagine how you would replace a disc. I guess I can see it in my mind. But you can't sever the spinal cord. So you would somehow have to get that thing out and then put a new one in.
Yeah, thanks for that information.
Do you have any friends?
Multiple people who have passed due to that.
Yeah, I'm well aware. And anyway, all the best to Will Ospreay. Can we both agree on that? Thank you, Tom. Joe Hendry looks to be wrapping up his run with TNA. This was reported by John Alba of The Takedown on SI, which I guess still exists. Largely phased out of TNA programming. He will probably be heading to WWE in the new year. I think we all figured that was going to happen. But now it appears that is being reported that this is the end of the line for his TNA run. Although, if he goes to WWE, I mean, they're working with TNA so he can appear there at any time. But he has made many appearances of late on NXT. And I think the Royal Rumble again would be a good place to make that big debut. But we'll see where he ends up.
What if he's the man that screws Team TNA in the War Games and switches sides and joins NXT?
Hey, I had somebody there actually skeptical that they were going to do WWE versus or NXT versus TNA in War Games. Listen, I didn't say it was going to be War Games. I offered that suggestion. But what I'm saying is for sure there's going to be an invasion next week. I mean, my NXT recording, the show went long. And it can't go long. I don't know if you'd think they would have figured this out by now, but there's news on that station, so you can't go long. You can't do an overrun. And so it went long, and they just cut out the final segment. I didn't even see what it was. But apparently it was Regal and Ava, and they were addressing all of the angry tweets from people in TNA.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, this was apparently cut off.
What?
Somehow Dave did, and he said that they had I guess Regal told her, I expect trouble next week. So they basically told you next week a bunch of TNA people are going to invade NXT. Whether that leads to War Games, I don't know. But it's going to lead to something.
EC3?
I don't know if we'll see EC3.
Trouble.
All right, we talked about John Cena. And
hey, are they doing this invasion kind of to coincide with, I don't know, an announcement of a new TV deal that we've been waiting
they
for
could
weeks now?
If that's coming.
For?
I mean, they have stated it was imminent. And, man, can you imagine if they also ended up on the CW? That's
maybe they're going to end up on
heavily rumored.
They're going to take Jimmy Kimmel's spot.
I don't know if that's going to happen. Tonight's homecoming, actually Tuesday night's homecoming, 737,000 viewers, up 13%, and 0.17 in 18 to 49, which is way up from of late, 21.4%.
Wonder why.
Yeah, and
the Goon Squad out in full effect.
Should be noted that they've kind of changed the way, I guess the Nielsen households have changed, and so things are a little bit different, but I think that in the past would have been a 0.18. Not that that matters, but that's still a very, very good number. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this Dynamite show does. Because I don't even know how they're going to do, are they going to rate 2 hours of Dynamite and then 1 hour of Collision? Are these two separate shows, like Raw is War and Warzone? I should hope so.
I'm still baffled by why in a few weeks when they do the head-to-head, right? Dynamite is on the Tuesday going head-to-head with NXT, which is going to end up getting a lower rating than it would normally
and
on
Collision
a Wednesday.
is
And Collision is on the Wednesday.
I think that's how they're doing it. I thought it was
That
the
is
other
how
way
they're
around.
doing it.
I thought Collision was going to be on Tuesday head-to-head, and then Dynamite would be on Wednesday, but they're just rebranding them in all these different ways. There must be some rhyme or reason to it, but I don't know what it is. Then we have this, which I can't answer this question either. Braun Strowman.
Is this the show? Is this the reason? I was thinking about this. Is this the reason why we had to endure 3 hours of SmackDown? Because apparently whatever big show they were waiting for is already gone. Is this what we were waiting for?
No, it was whatever was at 10 o'clock back then.
for 3 months it was on? What was this garbage?
Everything on the menu with Braun Strowman will debut after SmackDown on October 24th. The show has been in development since he was in WWE. Triple H is listed as an executive producer.
This has to be the reason.
And one of the things about it is that he is billed as Braun Strowman. He's not under contract to WWE. They own the Braun Strowman name. I mean, it might just be some, contractual deal that was made before he was released, but, I mean, it's airing after SmackDown with him as Braun Strowman. I don't know. Maybe he's coming back. Maybe it means nothing. But if you want to see him travel around the world and eat, There's no way that SmackDown went long for 8 months to make room for a show where Braun Strowman goes around the world and eats. No.
Well, what was the other show?
I won't tolerate it. I will not tolerate it. Back in a moment with
It's a
more.
Strowman argument.
I'm Sir. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful.
I am going to channel the well-known, infamous roast of Bryan and Lance.
Oh my God.
I vaguely remember this.
Lance was a champion in virtually every company he has appeared in. While he did hold the distinction of holding 3 titles, that angle fizzled out faster than his podcast, Killing the Town.
Wow. I now remember this utter disaster of a roast.
Let's get Lance a chair to sit in. And as we do, could we also bring someone up here to show him how to use it? I remember that chair shot.
I
don't remember who it was
the
on, but
utter
I remember
silence that this roast was met with.
Tom, at least I was smart enough not to do those chair shots again.
Bryan, besides me, there are others who I'm sure dislike you, like Vince Russo, Eric Bischoff, but I think you're great, like a guiding light or a father, which is why I'm not surprised when you screw me every week. The best-selling author of The Death of WCW. He had just completed his new book, for which actually Lance Storm wrote the foreword, which is 3 more than most wrestling fans know.
Hideous. Atrocious.
It must be hard when you look so young. If I didn't know better, I'd say you had your grandma's jeans. But actually, if the camera panned down, I bet Lance is wearing them. Anyways, let's start the show. Carmelo went for the La Mystica. Andrade went for the Message.
It's actually
and it
not
ended-
the La Mystica. It starts like a La Mystica, but the La Mystica is actually a submission, and he doesn't land in the submission. He just does the whole slam part and then jumps
okay.
up.
Yeah, the
Okay.
La Mystica
Whoa,
is
whoa,
a
whoa.
tilt-a-whirl head scissor into a Fujiwara armbar.
Into a Fujiwara
Yes.
armbar. The La Mystica is not the submission. Do not tell me.
I didn't say that was a
That.
submission. I said the La Mystica involves the tilt-a-whirl facebuster into the submission. The whole thing. Why are you so angry?
Well, you just
Because
changed
it's
what
not
you
what
said
you
and
said.
lied. Right?
Yeah.
No,
that's
he doesn't
why.
land in a submission. He just slams them, so it's not a La Mystica.
I believe that's the actual move.
Okay,
but
whatever, who
Yeah.
cares?
I just hope editor Sean pulls up the exact clip of you saying La Mystica's a submission and then denying it afterwards.
La Mystica is actually a submission. I didn't say that was a submission.
The Mystic is actually a submission? I didn't say that was a submission.
Editor Sean.
Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Filthy Tom is joining us here today. Let's do this Dynamite report. We got Orange Crush coming in the next segment.
That's right. Where was this show from?
I don't
Can you tell me
remember.
that? Oh, was it London?
Oh yeah, London, Ontario. Yeah.
London, Ontario, Canada. We opened up with the Hangman Adam Page and the porno star Kyle Fletcher doing a contract signing. Callis came in. He said that Fletcher's bigger, badder, better than Kenny Omega. And there's not a thing Hangman can do on Saturday to retain his title. Fletcher was a bizarre color, a shade of pink and purple, which I rarely see on a human being, as he cut his promo, to the point I was worried for his health as a 26-year-old man. Hangman challenged him in the days and years to follow to not disappoint him as one of the top stars in the business. Kyle said he's leaving with the title on Saturday, and tonight he's going to leave him beaten bloodied, and unable to walk out on his own. We then had Jon Moxley take on Roderick Strong. This started strong, with Strong drop-kicking Daniel Garcia on the floor. He started chopping Mox around the ringside area. Lots of back and forth with Moxley countering Strong, working for submissions while Roddy beat him up. There was a moment where Roddy and Marina had a stare down. Nothing came of it. Strong had a top rope Lanzarse. Looks like it killed poor Mox. Garcia held Strong's leg on the floor. Kyle O'Reilly fought with him. Yuta ran down. He grabbed Strong's leg once again. Mox hit a forearm shiver, locked on the Bulldog choke, and it ended with Strong looking weak and tapping out.
I thought this was a really good match.
Yeah, well,
Very good match.
big surprise. MJF went to Tony Khan's office after a video package about him and Mark Briscoe's feud ahead of their tables and tax match on Saturday. He does not want to be in this match. He threatened Tony Khan repeatedly, but Tony Khan having none of it. The match is still happening. We had Toa Leone take on Bobby Lashley. And Lashley was actually the smaller man here. And I got to say, this is the most I remember seeing Lashley get beat up.
Yeah, it was
He
like...
got beat up for like
Dude.
the entirety of this match.
He
at the
didn't sell
beginning.
anything for this guy the last brawl they had. I had no hope for this match. And then the guy goes in there and he just sold and sold and sold and sold.
He may not have had a choice because he got dropped with a Samoan drop on the apron.
Brother,
it looked like he killed him.
He did get killed. He did have a choice, and I was trying to figure out. Like I was astonished watching it, and then when it was over, I figured out why. Because they just destroyed these nerds afterwards, absolutely obliterated them after he submitted this guy in the middle of the ring. And when this was over, I was like, I don't know why I need to see the match.
Yeah, Ricochet and his crew all got beat up, basically, and then Lashley put on the Hurt Lock, got the win. And then they got beat up again afterwards. Ricochet and his crew did. So Tony then brought out Christian and Cope for a face-to-face with FTR. FTR came to the ring with a gang of security. Tony put both teams over. He made it clear there's no physicality tonight, and if there is, there's going to be a huge fine. This is Stokely. I'm sorry. Stokely was talking here. Said there will be a huge fine, and he will make sure the match on Saturday is canceled. Dax took the mic. He said that CNC need this to be a dream match so they can be relevant again. Cope took the mic. Talked about how great he's been for years. Christian Cage took the mic. Said he's rich, so $100,000 or even $500,000 don't mean anything to him. Slugs Dak in the face with the mic. Immediately busts his nose. There's
He
blood
smashed
streaming
him
down
with
his
this
face.
microphone. This was brutal.
The two teams clear the ring of security geeks. They brawl again. Yeah, hopefully Dax is all right. The Young Bucks were balling out backstage with the money they won last week. They said this is the start of their redemption story. They gave Renee $10,000. They came out with pyrotechnics, their old music, their old graphics, blowing their money immediately, it seems. They have this bag of $500,000 with them ringside as they face the Bang Bang Gang of Juice Robinson and Austin Gunn. Juice is back, looking like the less attractive of the Geico caveman. He has a beard, his hair's all wild. He was on the apron pretty much the whole match while Austin Gunn got beat up. Came in, ran loose, and after a lot of misdirection, the Bucks hit the Meltzer driver on him, and they got the win.
Very good match. The story is that Nick is just... This guy will spend money on anything. He doesn't save. And Matt is concerned about how quickly the money is... Apparently, Nick lost half of it at the casino. So they're down to $250,000. And then down to $240,000 because he gave Renee 10. And it's just falling steadily.
Hold on 1 second, because I'm having a malfunction on my computer screen.
Well, we had the Beast Mortos.
Yeah, against Mascara Dorada.
Yes.
Now, this is the Dorada who's been a pro since 2021. Used to be Panterita Del Ring Jr. This is not Grand Metalik. They had a match that was good at the beginning, and then Dorada tried something.
Oh, my God.
It didn't work. Time stood still, as you would say. They tried it again. messed it up even worse.
Yes.
Dorada fell off the ropes, got back on. Mortos caught him. They rolled around on the ground. And then Dorada did a wild rope walking, twisting head scissors. Got to give him credit because this match is falling apart, and he still got the finish in. Hit a shooting star press and got the win. Wrong guy won.
Well, the other guy's booked elsewhere.
Cool.
Yeah.
Doesn't change my
Dude, Beast Mortos never wins. It would have been out of character for him to win a match.
He's winning in life, some would say. Tony and Jamie had a segment before their match. And then Thekla, before this match, I should say. Thekla and Queen Amanat. You know what, Brian?
Yeah.
All transparency, I didn't watch that segment. I was going to go back and watch it.
I mean, if we're being honest, listen, I'm it's just it just feels so disjointed, this whole feud. So Tony comes out.
What feud? Can you tell me who's feuding?
And then Jamie comes out, and then Statlander comes out, and they're all arguing, and then Tekla music hits. She comes out for a match. Queen Aminata no holds barred. Like, there were two things on this show. This and Hangman taking a brain buster through the table to the floor. It's like, dude, all I hear about is how Tony can't put cards together because he doesn't know who's hurt or not after every big show. And it's like, you got a pay-per-view in 3 days, and you're putting Tekla in a no-holds-barred match with Queen Aminata.
Right.
And you're going to give Hangman Page a brain buster off the apron through a table to the floor. Both of these were complete madness. So, they just killed each other.
Who got it worse on the brain buster? At least Hangman has the table to break his fall.
Yeah.
Fletcher just ate it.
This was brutal. But anyway, ends up with Tekla getting the win in a bizarre finish as she just hits a curb stomp on a chair, like in the middle of the match, it seemed. But it was the finish, and Aminata tried to get out, but Tekla wouldn't let her. It was weird. And so then
shoot pin.
Tekla calls out Tony. Tony comes out and just beats her up. Jamie comes out, Statlander comes out, Sky Blue, Julia Hart, Wheeler Yuta, Chris Statlander, Marina, Dragon. I was like, oh my God, what is the match? I don't care about any of it.
Is it Yuta challenging Tony for the title?
No, I'm not buying. I'm not. This one, I'm not feeling it at all. So, it's a match. There's 4 people in it. It's a 2025 4-way. That's what you're getting.
Top Flight, Chris Daniels, Scorpio Sky talked ahead of Top Flight facing the Don Callis family tonight. Hangman Page came in. They all gave each other words of encouragement. Kip Sabian and Kill Switch lost to the combined 388 pounds of jet speed, which I would not announce that out loud, but hey, Jet Speed moves on to the pay-per-view 4-way title match against Brodito, the Young Bucks, and the winners of tonight's main event. It was a good match. Kill Switch decided to turn on Sabian, abandoned his tag partner. Speedball hit the Adventure Time kick, got the win. Big Bill questioned if Eddie Kingston will show up in Canada at All Out. There was a great Darby Allin feature where he's talking to Bryan Danielson about summiting Mount Everest, seeing dead bodies, talked about never turning his back on his family. He wanted Bryan's word that Bryan would not get involved in the match versus Mox because he blames himself for Bryan losing at Wrestle Dream and losing his career last year. Bryan promised he would not get involved in the match. However, he asked Darby to promise him something, then whispered to his ear. They both agreed, shook hands. And I wonder what it is. Do you have any suggestions?
I have no idea.
I wonder if it's as simple as Daniel Bryan wants to get retribution after the match on Jon
possible.
Moxley.
But I don't know why they would do that if he's never wrestling again.
Wrap up the storyline.
And besides, the one match that they need to do is Bryan and Wheeler, that little idiot.
Rio took on Robin Renegade, and Mercedes Moné watched from ringside. Rio won with a crucifix bomb. Not much to this unless I blinked for a long time or something. Robin held the leg of Rio afterwards, so Mercedes could attack her and stand above her with one of her many titles. And then we had what I believe was the main event, but it's possible my feed was so disjointed that I missed something else. We had Hechicero and Josh Alexander take on Top Flight. Some cool Yave-style action here at the Open with Hechicero and Darius Martin. Top Flight hit some high-flying moves, countered an attempt at a double German suplex by Alexander with a super kick and a poison Rana for 2. Hechicero came in. He and Josh did a great combo DDT. Darius Martin crashed and burned. Dante dove on a Josh. Hechicero came back in, hit a guillotine head scissors, got the win, and they once again move on to the title match at All Out. And
All
then
right, back in a
Stevie-
moment. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. It is the annual Christmas show. We have Big Vinny V as always, who's wearing a hat.
Can confirm.
Sean is here as always. He is not festive at all.
I forgot my hat.
Granny is here. Granny, what's going on?
Hello.
Craig is here, not festive at all.
Yep.
And we have Filthy Tom. Oh boy. Should we do shots now?
No.
I think I should probably watch this for a second. Oh my god. Granny is doing a joyride.
I thought they were going to be here.
A box of tissues. Clearly that was for Vinny.
Scotty's.
How dare you? Yeah!
Who is this? My guest?
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
John in Memphis is on the air and he is hammered. I'm a cool guy, right? I'm invited to the barbecue. God damn it!
Merry Christmas!
I got sober up for this call.
Yes.
That's a girl.
Oh, is this Harley Cameron? I love you.
No, I even
I
put on the
love you.
American accent.
It is? Everyone shut up.
Hold on.
You are the most talented performer in the entire business.
Yes, man.
What are you doing in pro wrestling?
First of all, you've been far too generous and kind, and I appreciate you.
I don't think I've ever seen Vinny that happy before.
Bro, ladies and
Yeah, I'm
gentlemen,
gonna open a prison.
welcome to the show today here with Filthy Tom Waller and the Goon Squad.
Tom, what are you doing?
I gotta pee.
Well, go pee then. Don't do it on air.
Hola,
Way to go.
Hola?
¿cómo estás?
Is this the Beast Mortos? Yes!
That could not go any better.
The Beast Mortos is here on the air. Beast, how you doing? He sounds very agitated, Vinny.
I'm starting to get the feeling this is not a live call with the Beast Mortos.
The Beast is short-circuited. No! That's the moon!
¿Cómo estás?
What is happening?
Hello, Brian.
Is this Don Callis?
Rob is using the Meltzer star rating for his urinal visits. Just so you know, I'm 7 stars, baby.
Ah!
So that's it.
If it's 7 stars, I want to see it.
What? Here, Wrestling Observer Live. Filthy Tom is here. We made it through that break. And very happy today to be joined. I guess we keep calling him Orange Crush, but he has a name. Adam Abdallah is joining us here today. How you doing, Adam?
Hey guys, nice to be back on the show once again.
Yeah, you got some stuff coming.
I've got a bunch. You know, I wear many hats in this wrestling world. Foremost, right now on my mind, I am the co-booker and co-owner of Jersey Championship Wrestling, of which Filthy Tom Lawler is a veteran of. We have a really, 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 really big show on Sunday during a weekend of really, 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 really bigger shows happening elsewhere. So I'm excited for the airtime to plug that. And then very soon, next weekend in Los Angeles, California, I will be curating the first ever solo gallery exhibition of AEW superstar and Ring of Honor Pure Champion Lee Moriarty, as I have organize an exhibition of his paintings at Night Gallery in Los Angeles, which is one of the best contemporary art galleries in the country. So that's another really big deal that I'm working on right now. So those are the first two things. There's a third special thing that I want to announce maybe a little bit later once we get into it.
Once we get going here. Well, my first question is, how long has JCW been around?
Okay, so it's a complicated question.
I feel like the answer is forever.
Yeah, like nominally, Jersey Championship Wrestling as an entity has existed since 1999 with a few different breaks. Linearly, it's also the predecessor to GCW. So at a certain point, Brett Lauderdale and Danny DeMonto took over Jersey Championship Wrestling from Ricky O and rebranded it as Game Changer Wrestling. In 2022, Brett and I bought the IP rights back from Ricky and opened up JCW as the equivalent of like a developmental promotion for GCW. And it kind of existed that way as like a satellite show, a show for more reps for boys on the roster for a couple of years. And then this year in 2025, we've kind of reinvigorated it, and I've taken over the book for the most part. And it feels more like kind of a territory or a super indie type promotion. And all our shows are independent of GCW, though we use a lot of similar talent.
So this is your first year as a booker?
No, I've been co-booking with Brett since 22 when we launched the territory as a like kind of like the equivalent of like NXT of GCW. But I would say since May of 25, we've really opened up from more than just like kind of localized talent, and we're bringing in some of the best talent from the mid-South, from the South, from the Midwest, from the West Coast and beyond. And we have some overlap with GCW's roster, but also a lot of talent that you might see at a Prestige, a Deadlock, a West Coast Pro, an AIW, and others. So there's, I would say, about 30% overlap and then 70% fresh faces.
You know, when I was young, I remember like the idea that you would ever want to be a promoter or a booker. It was just like, who would ever want to do that? This just seems like the worst possible job. And times have clearly changed. This is not such a horrible job anymore.
Well, you know, it's a hard job. It's not my full-time paying job, you know? So it's something that I'm really passionate about. And it's my shoot job, for lack of a better term, is that I own a PR and marketing firm. So in essence, I am a promoter in real life, just not a professional wrestling 24/7. So with that knowledge, with those skills, with the kind of resources I have from a creative perspective and visual perspective, I brought that to JCW. And Brett has really given a lot of leeway for us to do like really ambitious and fun matches and bring in talent that people haven't seen before in the US or in the East Coast, depending on the show.
Is there somebody that, you know, obviously I have been lucky enough to be on one of these shows, and the backstage locker room is just star-studded with some of the best independent talent across the world. But is there any one talent out there that you just have not been able to lock down, not been able to get in the door at Jersey Championship Wrestling that you're trying to, that you want to, your dream person?
I mean, there's like dream people that I'd love to bring in if they had like their visa, like a Kento Miyahara. Like, you know, he never comes to the U.S. Like, I'd love to book him on JCW. And you know, I did bring Fuminori Abe, and I brought astronauts to JCW.
Nomura is the other one, I believe, right?
Yeah, Nomura, exactly. And we had 2 really great matches with them, but since then I haven't been able to bring them back. I've been trying for a while. So, you know, there's some talent from Japan. I love all international wrestling. Getting independent talent from Mexico right now on independent shows is a bit challenging because either AAA has people locked up in WWE, or CMLL is running so often and also in partnership with AEW. So that's, you know, there's people like Zelhua, for lack of better pronunciation, the guy who wrestled Lee Moriarty at Ring of Honor. Like, I'd love to have him in JCW. You know, he really fits a lot of the style of the guys that we work with. But you know, I'll have new ideas every day about that, to be honest.
So what do you got coming up this weekend?
Okay, we have a big show on Sunday at the House of Independence in Asbury Park, New Jersey at 7 p.m. Tickets are still available. It will also be on the GCW YouTube, live and free. We have a real kind of like knuckle in the dirt show of of tough matches. We have a lights out match between Mad Dog Connolly and Manders, which is, I mean, Tom is familiar from his days in Paradigm with these two wrestlers, both in WXW and St. Louis Anarchy. They had some of the most violent independent wrestling matches of the last decade. This is the first time they've wrestled each other on the East Coast. So that's happening on Sunday night. Adam Priest of AEW and Ring of Honor is going to be wrestling in a death match against Matt Tremont for the GCW Ultra Violent Championship.
I've only seen like his non-death match stuff. Is he a good death match wrestler? He's a very good worker.
He's not. I wouldn't say Adam Priest is a death match wrestler. It's a kind of a clash of styles. But I do think Adam Priest is akin to like in terms of his flexibility between brawling and technicality of like a Terry Funk, you know. So I would think of more like that. Like Matt Tremont and Adam Priest are both, in my eyes, like really like perfect wrestlers in ways, and I think it'll be a really creative match and like a new look on the deathmatch scene. Carl Fredericks making his JCW debut, his second match post WWE exit, wrestling Mance Warner, which is going to be a real kind of ass-kicking match I'm super excited about. Mara Sade, the former Jakara Jackson, will be wrestling Ava Everett on the show, and she's somebody we've booked on multiple shows. We gave her first independent match against Masha Slamovich, and she has returned and continues to improve. Is an awesome person to work with. And we even have a world title match on the show. The Progress World title will be on the line in a four-way between Brian Keith, the bounty hunter, the Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billington, Darian Bankston, and the champion, Man Like Durice, who just won the title about a week ago in a ladder match.
It's quite a lineup there.
There's more.
There's more. There's 10 matches on the show. Billy Stark's on the show in a number one contender scramble match. Violence is Forever is going to be wrestling against O'Shea Edwards and Isaiah Bronner. We're 10 matches deep, and it's going to, Jordan Oliver and Alec Price will be wrestling Top Team, Teriyaki and Jay Lucas, who are like a red hot young team from the Atlanta area, students of AR Fox.
Teriyaki.
Teriyaki. You should keep your eye on Teriyaki, Brian. He's somebody
I ever?
I think he's been in Noah, actually.
He was in Noah. He's somebody who's really invested in himself and gone around the world to train and live in the dojos and also get himself to the key places in the U.S. And right now he's finally starting, I think, get noticed in kind of the upper echelon of young indie talent. He's a really good worker.
No MSG yet for him, though.
No MSG yet, but, you know. Disgusting. Only one company there right now.
Yeah. And my favorite wrestler, or at least one of them, Matt Mako on the show. I've known this guy for almost 20 years now, I would say. Trained with him back in the MMA days, former Bellator veteran, one of my favorite guys on the scene.
Yeah, Matt Mako has a solo singles match against Thomas Shire on the show. Thomas Shire, one of the final students of Dory Funk Jr., wrestles a really classic, old school kind of American catch style. Matt Mako, awesome former Bellator, Elite XC, MMA fighter, and a terrific professional wrestler. I believe he's wrestling Katsuyori Shibata on ROH maybe tonight.
Actually, it is tonight. I always said that if I could go back, I would just have Matt Mako be Filthy Tom Lawler. and I would manage him because he is just fantastic. He's everything I wish I was in the ring.
Yeah, well, Tom, maybe we should talk.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, we got ideas. It's a really stacked show. It's kind of I promoted the show in the style of almost like a fight card with the knockout theme, you know, kind of like the aesthetics of like a bare knuckle fighting or UFC, because it's a lot of like real one-on-one, stiff, old school, you know, in some cases strong style, in some cases submission style matches, in some cases like, you know, going to be some bloody brawls. Lest I forget, we will also be having a three-way Asbury Park street fight between Joey Janela, Marcus Mathers, and Nick Camaroto for $25,000.
So my God, another money match.
Hey, Nick Camaroto also, I believe, coming off a hip replacement.
Really?
Yeah. Well, maybe I don't know if that's.
You sure about that?
Yeah, maybe not.
All right.
Yeah,
hey,
he wrestled for us last month, and Joey Janela smashed a cinder block over his head into a million pieces, and he's out for revenge.
Are you being an idiot, Tom, or is this legitimate?
It's legitimate.
Okay. So I got to ask you a question here, Adam. You one of the matches you mentioned, you said you specifically said a singles match. And I want to get your thoughts on this as a booker, because 2025 is the year of like the 4-way and the 3-way, and like every single show has got to have a 4-way, a 3-way, a scramble, another 4-way. And, you know, people are like, they kind of start to make fun of it. There's so many of them. And I would prefer more singles matches, but the reality is people are getting really good at working 4-way matches. And I've noticed that the fans, like, eat it up. And so, like, it's one of those deals where it seems like people are kind of sick of them, but at the same time, there's actually no evidence of that whatsoever when you see them on shows. So what are your thoughts on all these 4-ways and 3-ways and et cetera?
Well, I think there's like two ways of looking at it. Like from a booking perspective, you know, the reason why I do so many of them is because there's so many guys that I want to use. I only run a show about once a month. There's a lot of people we want to give work and give looks to, and that are relevant to our audience. I try to come up with different creative match concepts beyond just like the typical 4-way or 3-way. We had a match in July called the Jersey Lotto, which was kind of like a parody almost of the casino gauntlet that we've done. I'm doing a match in October called the Monster Mash. But at the end of the day, like, you know, it's actually great. I think it's good practice for a lot of these guys to work scrambles too, because like, it's like you go in and you tell people like, you know, go in and like do your best stuff in this, like in this short time period, get yourself over and get out, you know? And that is what TVs are like a lot of the time, honestly. So I don't think it's that intuitive. You know, not a lot of people are going on Ring of Honor, for example, and working like 20-minute matches with like typical match structure. You know, they're going in and they have a limited amount of time to show their stuff and to resonate with the audience and get the attention of the bookers. So I think both as, you know, an independent, you want to entertain your audience, and those multi-man matches, you know, are usually all gas. But in another way, you know, like you're training people to kind of catch up to the attention, or like, you know, catch up to the slow attention span of you know, today's audience with so many options as well.
All right, well, we're going to head to a break, and when we come back, we got a couple of minutes, so perhaps we can do a big announcement. So stick around, everybody. Wrestling Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. We got a big Elimination Chamber report here. And also Collision from Saturday, which actually was a pretty damn good show in its own right.
I was not told to watch Collision.
Vinny?
I forgot to text him Thursday night. I figured he'd be in bed. I said I'd do it tomorrow. And then Friday I bought a car. I was busy, and I've been forgotten. John comes out, looks into the camera, and says, "There's a vibe in here tonight."
Sure is.
I'll say. Punk's eyes are bugging out of his head. Seth is still there screaming, "Die, die!" And Seth gets his way. Punk dies. John Cena wins. I thought the finish of this was incredible. Great stuff.
God, Travis Scott. Jesus God almighty. This was exactly like when Hogan used to come to the ring, Dennis Rodman trailing him, and Dennis Rodman was like on another planet. He had no idea where he was at, stumbling to the ring. He basically have to drag him down there. This Travis Scott was on another planet, dude.
Well, the first time he was on the show was on that Raw show. He was smoking a blunt in the audience.
They go from the hug to a shot of Cena's angry heel face, and they cut right to Rock On. And then he kicks him right in the balls. And the crowd freaked out. The John Cena turned heel. Hulk Hogan, he was getting booed before he turned. It was a risk, but, you know, they were getting sick of the guy anyway. The problem with Steve Austin was he was the top babyface, and there was nobody to replace him when he turned. John Cena's been gone forever. He comes back. It's not like he was going to be the top babyface. They got 50 babyfaces. Cody's the biggest babyface they got. There's no risk whatsoever turning John Cena heel. He's 10 times more interesting now. The Cena and Cody feud is 1,000 times more interesting.
Travis hit Cody Rhodes in the face as hard as he could. I bet that sucked.
This was a big deal, and I didn't see it coming.
You guys need to listen to Observer Live on Friday.
No thanks.
Because some dude called in, all bombastic and outrageous.
Do y'all think that John Cena is going to be the one that
turns heel and joins The Rock as his champion?
No chance. And I shot him down. I laughed at him.
Wow.
I said it's not going to happen. John Cena's here to sell tickets and merch as a babyface for his last year. He ain't turning heel.
They need to make shirts for John Cena that just say, "Can you see me now?"
I got to apologize to old Dwayne. I thought that guy was out of his mind. He got me. This is awesome. I cannot wait to see where they go here. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Filthy Tom Lawler. Adam Abdallah is joining us here today. Orange Crush, what's going on?
All right. Well, I've got two outside of my dealings with Jersey Championship Wrestling. People probably know that I am involved in the art world, and I have curated and published exhibitions and books about art and wrestling. So, first of all, in a week and a half, in Los Angeles at Night Gallery in downtown LA, I will be curating the first ever gallery exhibition of paintings by Lee Moriarty, which opens at 4 p.m. Saturday, September 27th. He's done all these amazing paintings of various luchadors in repose, playing tennis, golfing, just really chillaxing, showing the lighter side of leisure in the life of professional wrestling. Lee has been doing awesome as a visual artist. I've actually got him acquired by the Perez Art Museum in Miami. He's going to appear in an exhibition in 2026, timed to the World Cup as well. So that's all going really well. And the big announcement that I want to make today, unofficially but officially, is that in fall of 2027, I will be co-curating with a curator named Catherine Pill, the first ever large-scale exhibition about contemporary art and professional wrestling at the MFA St. Petersburg in St. Petersburg, Florida, the Museum of Fine Arts. So there will be a 6,000 square foot plus exhibition with 50 plus artworks about art and wrestling, including works by major stars in professional wrestling, such as Tekla and Lee Moriarty, as well as major contemporary artists who have reflected on professional wrestling.
Wow.
So there should be a lot of, concentric activity to that show once it starts coming together. The official title and some more information should be released by next week, and then just putting the show together.
Well, actually, we have to cut it out here. But hey, once that's official and ready to go, we'll have you on and talk about it again. So thanks so much, and of course, thanks everybody for listening. We'll talk to you next time, Wrestling Observer Live.